What's up, everybody? Ben Reza here for Odd Chopper, and I'm back. Happy New Year. Happy 2024. It is January 1st. College football playoff, though. That's what we're here for. That's what we're going to talk about. We've got two fantastic games. There is no better day than this. You get to sit on the couch. Hopefully, you're off from work. You're going to dive into some bowl games, and we're going to talk about who to put on the board, who to put on the card, who to hopefully make us some money as we sweat out Alabama and Michigan, as we sweat out Texas and Washington, and we set the stage for the national championship game. First, I want to welcome you to Odd Chopper. If you haven't been around, hey, I'm glad you made it. We've been doing college football all year. We've had ups, we've had downs. But it's been awesome. The sport has been unbelievable. We appreciate everyone. If you want to be part of this channel, just subscribe. Be over the 115,000. We're right there. Crazy. And it's really appreciated. But enough of that. Let's get into the games. We'll also talk about what we got going on at Odd Chopper here. You see the live odds screen. Let's talk about the first game. To me, the toughest game on the board. I think this is a very difficult game to bet. I want to get that right out there. But we're going to make a pick in both games, and we're going to talk about why. But yes, I want to be clear. This is a toss-up game. That line looks pretty damn efficient. 45-point total. Michigan a slight favorite. I think everyone's kind of leans to Alabama. I've gone back and forth here. I've leaned to Alabama too. Finally, when I got to it today, I broke it down as best I could. I came up with Michigan basically every way I could do it. So let's start with Alabama. Alabama's awesome. I like Alabama. Listen, they slayed Georgia. They got in. Whether they should have got in or not, I think they're clearly one of the four best teams. Milroe is awesome. He's got a dual threat ability. They seem like they've gotten better. They did struggle at times. I mean, we know they lost early in the year to Texas, but they played in some stupid games. They should have lost to Auburn, which is not good if you saw Auburn in that bowl game. But you can play those transitive property things all over the place. We know what Alabama can do. Strong secondary. Obviously, elite everywhere in terms of talent. Milroe, me and Mac Jessica in this very channel, we talked about it all year. He makes one or two throws in every game where you're just like, how? Why? What are you doing? And then other than that, he's outstanding. He's got dual threat ability. We know he can really move. Looks like McClellan will be in that backfield. We'll see, regardless of who's back there. I don't think it's a big deal. He's got some weapons on the outside. If you can move it against Georgia, you can move it against anyone. And Michigan's defense, of course, grades out fantastic. I don't have a lot to say about Alabama. I just think they're going to do what they do. I'm sure Saban is going to come up with a fantastic scheme. He's had a long time to prep for this game. They just kind of do what they do. I think Michigan is the more, I don't want to say important side in terms of the evaluation, but the mystery side in some ways, because Michigan has played Iowa, Ohio State, and Penn State. That's about it. Ohio State and Penn State already lost their bowl games. I don't think that really means anything. Again, Maryland's another team that they played, but like these opt-outs, you can't play that game. What's most important to me, this is the question. I'm telling you right now. Who is J.J. McCarthy? He hasn't done anything lately. Has he not done anything because he can't do anything? Has he not done anything because they don't need him to do anything? He's going to have to do something today. And if he can't do it, Michigan's going to lose. If he can, I think they're going to win. Now, one bad thing. One of the most important pieces on Michigan went down against Ohio State, Zinter, on that line. He's not coming back. That's very unfortunate. They did beat Ohio State by 6, Maryland by 7, 37 points per game, 6 yards per play. They run the ball at an extremely high clip. They throw the ball not often, but when they do, 9 yards per pass attempts, one of the best marks in the country. And they're number one in turnover margin. So you can see how Michigan does it. They run low variance, don't screw it up, and let's just get out of there. Don't know if that's going to work against Alabama. A couple little things. I dug in to J.J. McCarthy specifically. So last year against TCU in that game, he had 10 carries for 52 yards. Pretty good. In his last 6 games this year, he's got negative 12 rushing yards. Negative 12 cumulative. That's not going to work. We need him to be a dual threat option today. Again, can he do it? He's at a month. I don't think it's health. They've got to scheme him better, and I think they will. Roman Wilson needs a huge game. I think he's going to get a huge game. I've been saying all year, I think he's the most underrated player in the entire country. Michigan will be able to run the ball if they can keep them honest. And if Michigan can run the ball, they can lean on the defense, a competitive game in the Rose Bowl. Again, I've gone back and forth. I think if you're picking one game to bet today, this is not the one. But for us, we're picking both playoff games. We're going with the Wolverines to start this video. So we got Michigan on the board. Let's get to Washington in 1 second. I did mention, though, again, the odds screen. And I have to mention, if you haven't been on Odd Chopper, if you don't know what Odd Chopper is, take a second and click the link below and just read about it. Whether you sign up or not, these are betting tools that can help you. This is a betting community that we have grown from the ground up, and it is awesome and it is thriving. And all of this stuff is taking to the next level. In 2024, the EV betting model is going to become a household term. So if you're saying, I don't know what that is, I have no interest in it. If you do bet sports, it is something worth your time. We are ahead of the curve here. There's no doubt about it. The market-based approach, customizable, affordable, and most importantly, profitable. And then you get, I mean, who doesn't love a fun Discord community? We're dropping picks, we're having fun, we're talking strategy. All that stuff is there available under the same package. It's all in one. Click that link, sign up, and be part of this community. We'll see you when you're in there. Just email or text or Discord or whatever you need to do to get in there if you have any trouble. We are here to help. So I just want to make sure you're aware of that. Link in the description of this video. Texas and Washington time. Now, I think the winner, hot take, winner of this game wins the whole thing. And the winner of this game is Texas Longhorns. I like Texas. This is a bet that is on my card. The Michigan-Alabama game is extremely difficult, as I mentioned. I like Texas. This might be my favorite bet today. Game is in the Superdome in Louisiana. So how did we get here? We got Texas. Big 12 beat Bama, slides in, whether they're one of the four best deserving, but I don't know. They're here. They've been rolling. They lost to Alabama. They lost to Oklahoma in the middle of the year. 3 straight double-digit victories. They're playing some not great teams. They should crush those teams. We know Ewers, he'll make the plays. He's got every weapon you could ask for. Even with an injury in that backfield, they've got every weapon imaginable, as I just said. 7th in passing yards allowed per attempt on the season. This is the type of stuff that I think you need to dig into, because when I looked at Texas, it wasn't the best metrics in terms of passing defense, and I was a little concerned about that. But when I looked, they were much stronger up front, and they were really able to limit some of the passing attack, and that to me is very, very important. So when I look at this, I think that we've got a Texas team that can be really strong here. I think we've got a Texas team that can really handle this situation, because Washington throws the ball all over the place. They throw the 9th highest clip in the country. They're first in passing yards in the country. Penix is unbelievable. He's got multiple stud receivers. They've been living dangerously, but they've been playing good competition. Last 3 games for Washington, win by 2 and 3 and 3. You could take that 2 a couple ways. 1, you could say they're in all these toss-up games that's going to catch up with them. 2, you can say they're very comfortable in very close games. That's going to serve them well in what should be a close game here. I think both of those are pretty fair, optimistic approaches, depending on what you want to look to. I think the big difference here is that you're not going to be able to run on Texas. You're just not. Texas's front is outstanding. Washington, average run defense. I think Texas might really have the advantage there. Both secondaries do a pretty good job in passing yards allowed, particularly per attempt. Again, those stats fluctuate depending on where you see them. And do you include some of this stuff, some nonsense, some blowouts? Regardless, I think on a macro level, I can confidently say that. I look at Texas, I think they're the more balanced offense. I trust their defense. I'm not saying it's the best defense in the world, but I trust them. 63.5 point total, so we've got some room there. And maybe I am just hating on the Pac-12, as many have done over the years. I think Washington's a really good team, and they've answered the call multiple times against Oregon when I didn't think they would. I think against Texas, though, this is a tough spot. I really do expect the ground game to get going for the Longhorns. If you don't lose the turnover battle, Washington commits a ton of penalties. A lot of times they stunt their own progress. I'm going to call for Texas to get it done here. I think Texas found something late in the year. Texas Longhorns, they win, they cover, and they move to the national championship. So there you have it. 2 games up, 2 games down. We've got Michigan. We've got Texas, both moving on. It would be a hell of a game. No matter what permutation we get, it's going to be a hell of a matchup in the national championship. Before I go, 2 quick things. 1, shout out to Bet365 on this video, sponsoring. If you happen to be in one of the states where Bet365 is, you can get $150 to bet on this game for doing basically nothing. For signing up and betting 5, you get $150 whether you win or lose. Those states are New Jersey, Ohio, Virginia, Iowa, Kentucky, Colorado, and Louisiana. If I said your state, $150, it can be yours. It's up to you guys, obviously, of course, but the link is below. A great opportunity. You have to be 21 plus. If you have a gambling problem, call 800-GAMBLER. And if you have any questions, hit me up on Twitter at JazzRazDFS. I'm obviously going to be in our Discord all day, having fun, sweating out the games like everyone else. But of course, Happy New Year. Have a great 2024. I'm going to be here all the time talking through things on the Odd Chopper channel. I hope you're going to be along for the ride. Whether you're here for today or you're here for the long run, good luck. Enjoy these games. Have a great, great New Year's Day.